Assalamu alaikum, dear listeners. You are listening to Radio البلد 92.5 from Amman. And welcome to special interview with Louis Martin Aumais, Ambassador of Canada to the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan. We are pleased to have you here in Radio البلد, Your Excellency, and you are most welcome.
Thank you very much. A great pleasure to be here.
Thank you. How can bonjour or welcome? Do you prefer bonjour or salam alaikum or welcome?
I'm from Montreal, so I always love a lovely bonjour, but I'm salam alaikum, marhaba, hello, good afternoon. That's great.
Welcome to Jordan. You arrived last October and presented your accreditation to His Majesty King Abdullah on December 7th, right?
That's correct.
Okay. First of all, can you tell us a little about your background before arriving in Jordan?
With pleasure. First of all, thank you very much. This is my first interview in Jordan, and I'm very pleased to be doing it with you. And I want to congratulate Radio Al-Balad for its great work. I've been a Canadian diplomat for 27 years now. I have and have also been a lawyer for all these years. Just before coming here to Jordan to be the ambassador, I was in our legal department in the Foreign Ministry. I was the legal advisor of Canada, the senior official on international law questions, but also served in a number of functions and embassies, Canadian embassies abroad over the years. Mostly in the Indo-Pacific region, in Australia and in China. So these are my first few months in the Middle East and in Jordan, and I'm very pleased to be here.
I hope you are enjoying.
Absolutely. Well, the hospitality is exceptional. It is. You hear a lot about Jordanian hospitality, and then you live it, and it's deep. It's meaningful, it's genuine, and my wife and I are very much appreciating the welcome here.
Thank you. Have you had a chance for visit places outside Amman?
Yes, we have. We've been quite active on that front. We visited the north. Last weekend we went to visit the eastern desert castles. Last weekend, just recently, we're absolutely amazed by the beauty of the sites, and again the generosity of the people who show us the different sites. But there's so much more to see in the country. So we're busy during the week, and we're trying to fill our weekends with lovely places to visit outside Amman, but also in Amman.
Exactly, because there are lots of places to see, especially in spring. The sites is more, very, very beautiful, especially in the north.
Yes, I hear a lot of good things about spring in Jordan, and the flowers and the smells and the birds, and very much look forward to visiting the entire country. I'm doing official visits of the different regions of Jordan. I've already visited the north before New Year's, and I was just back last week from a visit to Aqaba, an economic and trade focused visit. But there are many, many more places that I need to visit.
What would you like to accomplish in your 3 years here? Because you started from October last year, so it's 3 years coming. What would you planning for that?
Well, I come here supported by an amazing relationship between Canada and Jordan, and it starts from the top. His Majesty the King and Prime Minister Mark Carney have very positive relations. His Majesty visited Canada last July, and previous Prime Ministers have had very good positive relations with His Majesty. So it starts from the top. Canada and Jordan have been supporting each other in peace, security, and prosperity for more than 60 years. And it is a very solid platform to build on. Answering the call of my Prime Minister now to continue to open Canada to the world, especially in economic and trade terms. I want to do my part here as the ambassador to strengthen those relationships, economic, trade, commercial relations with Jordan and Jordan businesses to bring it to the next level. So that is a strong connection that I want to have with Jordan in my time here. We have a free trade agreement between Canada and Jordan. Jordan is right now the only Arab state that Canada has a free trade agreement with. And we also have a foreign investment protection agreement with Jordan. It's a very helpful agreement to stimulate investments between our two countries. So when you have those two cards in your hand, it really helps build the relationship, and I really want to put emphasis on that. There are great complementarities between Canada and Jordan in terms of trade and help diversify our economies. Another key aspect of our relationship is, as I mentioned, on the peace and security aspect, supporting Jordan in having more secure borders and build Jordan's capacity to respond to threats as they evolve. Actually, my first visit to Jordan many years ago was in that context of
it's not your first time in Jordan.
It is not my first time. I should have said that before. I came a decade ago for work and was so amazed by the welcome that I received that when it came time later in my career to think about a posting as ambassador, Jordan came to mind very quickly for me.
What's the main difference that before 10 years ago and now? Did you notice a difference?
My first time in Jordan was very short, so what I remember was very positive, and as I said, that encouraged me when the time came later in my career when I was a bit more senior and considering an ambassadorial appointment. Now I raised my hand for Jordan, and I am so pleased that I am here, and that gives me the opportunity to share this moment with my wife, who's with me here. Our children are in Canada at the moment, but they also came to visit recently, and we're thrilled to have shared that with them.
Most welcome. You mentioned 6 years of diplomatic relationships. We celebrated together last year,
2024. That's right.
Of 60
that's
years
right.
of
That's right.
What is the current level of relations between Jordan and Canada, and what are the main areas that of going and the future cooperation? You mentioned peace and you mentioned economic and development, but can you explain more in that area?
Canada's relation with Jordan is multifaceted. I mentioned trade, economic ties. Want to bring that to the next level. And building on the strong relationship between our leaders, His Majesty the King and Prime Minister Carney, there are other areas where we want to see progress and strengthening happen. Mentioned, as you said, peace and security. We also help Jordan in the support to refugees who are in Jordan at the moment. On the education side, on the health side, we are a very strong supporter of Jordan's support for those refugees, and we want to continue that. On the healthcare side as well, we are strong supporters. Of course, humanitarian aid, humanitarian aid to Gaza at the moment. We would like to, in the not-too-distant future, see an increase in the movement of humanitarian aid. Since 2023, Canada put $400 million Canadian, or 200 million Jordan dinar in providing humanitarian assistance to Gaza, but not all of it has made it into Gaza and those who need it the most. So we're hoping to see progress there. Job opportunities, especially for youth, We do great work with Jordan on vocational and technical training to make sure that the talent that we find in Jordan goes to support the economic growth.
Which is very important for economic and development, especially of the large numbers of unemployment here in Jordan.
Absolutely. And there's great talent everywhere. Wherever I go, I see amazing people, men and women, who contribute to this country and could contribute even more with a bit of help on the technical and vocational education side. Brings me to the next point about encouraging greater participation of women in the labor market. Of course, there are obstacles to that, transport, daycare, looking after the children and all that.
We'll come to that again. But
absolutely.
From yours, you mentioned those large of sectors. What would you see the most promising sector for good for development and investment in Jordan?
On the economic side, the manufacturing side, there's great potential there. The services side, on the digital economy, I had great conversations with the Minister of Digital Economy and Entrepreneurship about that. And there's great potential between Canada and Jordan to move that forward. There is there's also on the security and side of the economy. There are great interactions between our two countries on that front. So I think I'm quite confident that the future is bright on developing the economic and trade relations between our countries.
About economic, what the main exports from Canada to Jordan? Can you give us an examples for that?
They are great areas where Canada exports a lot of Canadian products to Jordan, and one that I always like to...
It's Ramadan, so...
Yes, absolutely.
Coming, so it's good to talk about that.
We export a lot of lentils into Jordan, and it won't be long. There will be lots of Canadian lentils in soups during Ramadan. We also export. Canada is very good at growing chickpeas, pulses, lentils, and chickpeas, and so chances are
it's quite surprising because when you eat or the soup, the lettuce. It's difficult to imagine that's coming from Canada.
But that's why it's so delicious.
Yeah, of course.
Now you know why the soup is so delicious.
Yeah.
And the hummus this morning was probably made out of...
Tomorrow will be better.
Canadian chickpeas. So no, we right now I understand that at least 1 kilo of chickpeas per person per year right now. Okay. So 11 million kilos. 11,000 tons. I'm sure we could do even more. Hummus is absolutely delicious here. I enjoy it almost every day. So there's potential there. Wheat, of course. So chances are the bread as well is made out of Canadian wheat. We export auto parts, auto components for aircraft as well. We're export vitamins and health supplements. Lots of Canadian companies from Canada have found a good market for those. So those are the main areas, but there are areas where we would like to grow the business.
Speaking about Ramadan, do you experience Ramadan in other Arab or Muslim country besides Jordan, or this is the first Ramadan for you? It will be.
This will be my first Ramadan. That will be, of course. No, I'm conscious of that, and in Canada, Ramadan time is an important time of year. But to live it on a daily basis, no, there will be my first time. with look forward to iftars and dates and the soup, and yes, it will be a great experience for me and my wife.
You will enjoy it. You mentioned about the refugees a few minutes before. How Canada assists Jordan in addressing the challenges of hosting refugees, whether they're Syrian, Palestinians, because you did a lot for refugees in Canada and of course in Jordan. Mm-hmm. What's the main support for them in Jordan, besides what you mentioned?
Yeah, well, Canada has been a strong supporter of the choice Jordan has made to look after the refugees that are on its territory, and we've done it in many very precise ways. We've made direct budget support to the government of Jordan to enable that, both in education and health services, and now we continue to do that. We partner up with other donors now to help Jordan cover the tuition fees and the cost for books and school material for refugees who are in double shift schools. Okay. Since 2016, we've put more than 20 million dinar into that. We also help. It's sort of a win-win situation that we propose to Jordan to help it in building new health infrastructures for the health network here in Jordan, and in return for refugees being able to access health facilities at the same level as Jordanian citizens. And that is something that's been very, very successful. We also now assist UNRWA in its mandate as well. We've been a staunch supporter of UNRWA for a very, very long time, and we continue to be.
Thank you for that. And you mentioned about the women, how Canadian plans to support Jordanian women and youth, because as you know, there's a large support of King to youth and women in Jordan. How support that, especially in education, internship, and community leadership?
What I love the most in my job as ambassador is to reach out to people, ask where they're from, about their families, and their dreams, what they hope to achieve. And these are things that anybody, including people in Canada, share, and the success of their family, their well-being, reach their full potential. And women and the young people of Jordan also aspire to that. And in the context of an economic modernization vision, one hopes to see all the members of the community contribute to that, to their full potential. It is a welcoming society, very high level of education, ability to speak many languages. That is a winning combination if you want to grow your economy. And the women of Jordan that I've met are strong, and they have plans and they have goals to achieve. Of course, there are some obstacles to that. As I mentioned, transport may be an issue. Looking after the children and other responsibilities in the families. So Canada is there to help address those obstacles so that women and youth in Jordan can contribute their full potential to the growth. It's not just a nice to have. In a situation when you want to grow your economy,
it's a must.
It is a must. Canada has taken steps decades ago to make access for women to the job market easier through subsidized daycare and it has contributed significantly to a boost in the economy and the growth, which has helped cover the cost of those daycare. So
it is essential. Daycare, the transportation. It is essential for women to participate in public economy.
I totally agree.
Because I'm a woman and I know that a lot. So, and a mother also.
I'm glad you agree.
Of course. Regarding to the Palestinian issue, you mentioned that you're supporting the Palestinian case, especially people in Gaza. But can you tell us about your support for Gaza, for reconstruction now, and supporting UNRWA, because if you support UNRWA, you ensure ensure the quantity of education and basic service, as you mentioned.
As you know, Canada recognized a state of Palestine in September of last year, and we've remained a steadfast supporter of a two-state solution. We're very much wishing for a sovereign and viable Palestinian state to live in peace side by side with the state of Israel. Rapid and safe delivery of humanitarian aid right now is essential. There are warehouses that are full here that are just waiting for borders to open. We heard about the opening, the partial opening at Rafah. Hope there could be a greater opening. There are people, families in Gaza that need that help. That is so close to them and yet so far. So we've got to hope that it will continue. And as I mentioned, since October of 2023, Canada has put more than 200 million dinars in humanitarian aid to Gaza, and we very much hope that it can reach its destination as fast as possible, because the need is there at the moment.
Yeah, because everybody concentrates on the political issues, military issues, helping people to survive. It's very important. And it's not one country role, it's everybody role. Back to Jordan.
Yes.
About the civil society, what's your role to help the civil society organization to support development, innovation, and humanitarian project? With what did you plan for that? What did you did for this sector? Because as you know, now this sector is very obstacle. There is so much obstacles about the less of funding and other challenges.
Absolutely. If I can add, before I get to your immediate question, acknowledge the amazing role that Jordan does in the provision of humanitarian aid to Gaza, and the leadership that this country and His Majesty provides on that front. We're very supportive of that. Back to your question, Itaf, about civil society here. Canada does a modest part in this space. We have large programs, as I mentioned, to support education and health and refugees and humanitarian aid. But we also have a program which is called the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives, which I used to be responsible for 25 years ago when I was posted to Australia, and I was responsible for that Canada Fund in the Western South Pacific countries, island countries in the western part of the Pacific. So I know what the program can offer in terms of opportunities for civil society organizations, which have amazing ideas. With very little needs. They just need a little push, and they can accomplish amazing things. We support in a very broad range of activities. We support MAP Jordan, the medicine aid for Palestinians in Jordan, to create a women's health clinic at the Jerash refugee camp. Great success. We also supported the Justice Center for Legal Aid to help women get enforcement of protection orders, to help stop gender-based violence and support the survivors. We also support in the north of Amman, a small association that trains women, sheep and goat farmers about animal disease detection and protection. So, like now, if they detect symptoms of a certain disease before it attacks the entire flock, you can take action to protect your sheep and goats and protect your income and ensure the economic interest of your community and your families. So we cover a very large range of activities.
It's very important because some people think that it's a civil society about human rights, freedom of speech, democracy only, but it is important for other sectors like economic sector and development, especially outside Amman. The people, especially women, need to participate more in economic sector.
Absolutely. Well, it goes towards the empowerment of women. Civil society organizations have a broad remit. From community radio to sheep farming to legal aid, things that matter for communities. And we, as I said, it is a modest contribution that we're making, but one that makes a real difference.
You mentioned before the interview that our countries, it seems different. The weather, the geography, everything, especially the weather. But there's a lot of common things between us. Where did you see that our country is similar to yours?
I see where you're. Yes, that is a good question. Yes, we have very different weathers. Canada has 4 very distinct seasons, and I must say right now I'm very happy to be in Amman. As opposed to Canada, Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto, there's a lot of snow and it's very cold. It's well under zero right now. It's now minus 15.
Did you send the photo for your children that you're enjoying the sun here in the Middle East?
Yes, the blue sky and the sun. We take news from them about how they are coping with the winter. They're back in Canada, and we also send them photos from beautiful weather in Amman. We also enjoy the rain here. It's a true blessing to see that, because when we arrived in the fall, in October, there wasn't any rain for quite a number of months. So we're pleased to see it finally arrive. In terms of your question about points in common, as we were discussing before this interview, yes, I see one particular area of connection, of commonality between our countries. It's the fact that both countries have built on the strength of people that have come from many different parts of the world. And have come together to make it work and build a country that they can call their own. Now, it's the case in Jordan with a very large range of groups from different countries, far and near, for a long period of time, historically. And in Canada, it's been the same. Now, Canada has offered refuge to many people from around the world over a very long period of time. And they all call Canada home, and they're all Canadians, and they bring and they contribute their cultures, and they bring them into the Canadian values that are strong, and that makes for a great country that is Canada.
If a Jordanian want to live this experience, what should know about applying for visa to Canada?
That is a very good question, and that is a question that I'm often asked, especially right now. As you know, Canada will be co-hosting the FIFA World Cup in June and July. So we're really excited about welcoming the world, and we're hoping that we will have the Nashama come and play in Canada. I would very much like to see that. Their first few games will be in the United States, but I'm hoping that
I hope they'll continue to.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and for those who wish to come and visit Canada, either for the World Cup or for the other reasons, we have several pathways for entry into Canada. If Jordanian wish to visit or work in or study in Canada, there's a very straightforward process on our website. Through the embassy website, you can access that, and you can apply online for a temporary resident visa or a study permit or a work permit. There's lots of information. Of course, there's lots of procedures and steps to take, and documents that are required to apply for the visa to make sure that it's processed as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So I invite our listeners to consult the website for that, and to really follow the instructions and provide the documentation that is required. Lots of people want to apply for visas, and our visa officers are very diligent, very busy, and to maximize the chances of getting a Canadian visa, I encourage the listeners to really provide all the information that is required to maximize the chances of success.
There's no wasta.
No, it is. Well, Canada is, and the Canadian immigration system is very robust.
Okay.
And yes, it's and the Immigration Act is a very strong and rigorous act. So there is a very clear and set path to apply for visa.
It was a pleasure to have you here, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
And come back. And you would like to hear you from after 1 year and experience the Mansaf, of course.
That would be wonderful. I have tried Mansaf already, but I'm getting better at using my hand to do it. I must say it is more delicious if you use your hand. Mansaf is becoming a great favorite of mine.
Bon appetit.
As well as kanafe, of course.
Bon appetit. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you,
listeners.
Thank you.
Shukran.
Bye-bye.